at UCLA. So one thing that we noticed about every other club at UCLA when me and Akshay were first starting is we saw that every single club at UCLA that was around AI was either a subsidiary club about AI. So it was either something like ACM AI, where it was mostly focused on just research, or it was an AI ethics club, which is primarily focused on the ethical implications of AI. But we really were wondering why there was no AI everything club at UCLA that does everything from engineering projects, consulting projects, networking events, workshops, and just creating a full-fledged community of everybody here at UCLA that's interested in AI. So that is why we created it. And that is our number one goal here at Bruin AI, is we want to create a big collaboration of everyone who is passionate about AI to get together, network with one another, become friends with one another, build engineering projects with one another, consult our community through helping other clubs and organizations with optimizing their processes and organizations using AI, and just creating a general community of AI enthusiasts who love the future of AI, who are able to embrace the revolution, and is really excited for everything that is to come over the next coming years. So Bruin AI is not just another club. We want to be the center of everything that is AI innovation at UCLA. So that means that everything that we do isn't just research focused, but it's also everything is applied. So all of our engineering projects are going to be applied projects. That isn't just brainstorming stuff. We're actually going to be building stuff. We're actually going to be going out into the field and helping organizations using AI, using machine learning, large language models, all of the new everything that has to do with AI, everything that's new and up and coming, the new technologies that are coming out with ChatGPT, with Midjourney, with art, with everything related to that. And we're extremely excited to be bringing all of that on campus. So again, got it.
All right. What we do here at Bruin AI, we support the AI ecosystem through innovative projects and workshops. We provide training to AI enthusiasts, consultants, and engineers. Here, I do want to emphasize when we're talking about what we do, we're sort of all of these pointers go through most of the major stuff that you can actually do in AI. So it's building AI through projects and workshops and through innovative models of AI that we're going to make using coding as well. We're going to be doing we're going to be training AI consultants and AI engineers, as well as take anyone who's an AI enthusiast to be a part of the community so that they can learn more about AI. We are going to partner with clubs and companies for AI projects across UCLA. So something that we noticed is a lot of clubs, apart from Bruin AI, partner with a lot of companies. Like you must have seen a lot of consulting clubs partnering with some companies, but there are so many clubs at UCLA, and a lot of them are not as organized, as efficient as possible. So here at Bruin AI, we also want to partner with a lot of clubs and make their own systems better. So we're talking about clubs and companies. Then finally, through all of this, we want to build a full community and network aligned to industry standards. Now, when we say aligned to industry standards, we mean that we want to build a community which is powered by different companies who support us. We're already in collaboration with a lot of companies around LA, and we want to give you guys volunteering opportunities and networking opportunities with various companies. So we have a lot of events planned for that as well. Next slide, please. So let's take a quick look at our vision and how this club started, what we're all about. So in simple words, we empower UCLA students to lead in AI through mentorship, experience, and collaboration. We want to provide mentorship in AI because this is a field which is so new and it's getting into every industry possible on earth. So we want to provide mentorship through us experts in AI as well, but also industry experts as well, where we call different guest speakers and industry leaders as well and help you get mentorship through them as well. We want to give you experience. When it comes to experience, there's nothing better than working on with a real company and making real change by advising them solutions about AI. That's like the consulting part of it, as well as making a lot of projects in AI. So we're going to do hands-on projects such as a self-driving car or making a computer vision model, which checks for road safety, or even making an AI chatbot for a company. So they are prospective things that we're working on. And lastly, working towards collaboration. We don't want to be a club that just does events on their own as well. We've already collaborated with numerous organizations at UCLA. And because AI is such a prevalent industry, we're going to partner with Music Club. Um, we're going to talk about AI and music. We can partner with an art club. We're going to talk about art and AI. We can partner with an entrepreneurship club as well, which is a workshop that's upcoming. This is all about entrepreneurship and artificial intelligence. So a lot is in store.
So let's get into the nitty-gritty about how this club is going to function. For this coming fall, we'll provide 2 tracks to candidates. One is an AI consulting track and one is an AI engineering track. Of course, we'll have workshops that are generally about AI, which are less specific, but our goal is that by the end of this fall, we'll have produced a class of recruits that can specialize in one of these 2 subjects. So let's talk a little bit about what AI consulting means. So I myself am an AI consultant. I've been in the industry for a few years now. And my hope for you guys as after this training program that we have, that will teach you how to communicate with clients, what project management in terms of AI is, and what pitching AI projects towards clients are. More importantly, though, we'll teach you how to utilize these skills that we show you in industry and how to propose solutions that can actually make impact towards both clubs on UCLA as well as local businesses around the area.
So talking about AI engineering, we're going to be dealing with a lot of workshops initially, and that is going to come before AI consulting as we go forward and learn more about how the basics work. We are going to be talking about data science, machine learning, generative AI, prompt engineering, using a lot of different tools which are free to use and also pretty efficient for anyone in the world or with any experience or any major that they have. We are soon be going to be working on different projects that we have planned for the next quarters or the upcoming quarters. We are going to be having like a showcase at the end of spring. So it's a very long-term project that we are looking at, and we are looking for people who can join us and work on these projects. We are also looking forward to create important and crucial skills in people, which they can use in order to break into industry and research. As someone who has already done a lot of research at UCLA, I'm sure like it's going to be exciting, and we are going to be doing with a lot of important and interesting stuff.
All right, so we're going to quickly take you through all of the board members we have at Bruin AI. Before that, I want to sort of give you a background of how Bruin AI was possible. We just started in spring 2023. It was started by my co-founder, Jake Ramos, and we were building it throughout the summer to make it possible in the fall. So we have about 9 board members now, and throughout fall and throughout the recruitment cycle, we are looking to take a lot of new members so that we can make this club even stronger and even better. So I am the president of Bruin AI. My name is Akshay Singh.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jacob Ramos, and I'm the vice president.
Hi guys, my name is Jackson, and I am the design director of Bruin AI.
Hi guys, my name is Utkarsh, and I'm the tech director of AI.
Hi guys, my name is Harshit, and I'm also one of the tech directors at Bruin AI.
Hey everyone, my name is Jacob, and I'm the marketing and the outreach director of Bruin AI.
Hi everyone, my name's Rose, and I'm the workshop and events director.
Hey everyone, my name is Andrew, and I'm the director of finance at Bruin AI.
Hi everybody, my name is Alex. I'm the AI director, and I also run the consulting stuff around here.
Awesome. So we can obviously get into each one of us during the question and answers as well, and you can ask separate questions to each one of us as well. But we're going to talk about fall plans, and I'll give it off to Rose.
Awesome, thank you, Akshay. So yes, this quarter we have so many exciting partnerships planned for our events. As Akshay mentioned, we're excited to team up with other clubs around UCLA for our workshops this quarter. We will be working with Bruin entrepreneurs. We will also be working closely with AI LA, which is the largest AI nonprofit in Los Angeles, and we will be able to volunteer and attend their networking events across LA off campus. And this is our timeline for this quarter's recruitment. You guys are at the info session now. The application has already opened. Most of you have attended the activities fair. And so what comes next is the application closes October 1st on Sunday. And what will happen next will be invitation to coffee chats. And after the round of coffee chats, there will be a final round of interviews. And then on Sunday, October 8th, our final decisions are released.
All right. So, oh, and just for the record, the last QR code was actually a link to our public calendar. And if you go to this calendar, you can stay aware of all of our events throughout fall. So make sure you subscribe to this calendar and you'll be knowing about all of our events throughout the fall. So in terms of our value proposition, we know that there are so many clubs at UCLA. There's at like 500 to 600 clubs at UCLA. And how are you supposed to make the decision of which club you should join, which club is the club that would give you most value, and which club is the club that will give you the best network and the best group of friends possible? And here are 3 short reasons why you should join Bruin AI over any other club. So number 1, it's important to know that in today's world, every industry has been affected by AI. And so if you join this club, even as a general member, and attend all different workshops that we plan, you're going to be leading in this modern world, which is affected by AI and technology. And so even if you don't code, or even if you don't collaborate with companies or are not super involved with Boon AI, even knowing a little bit about AI is super crucial in today's world.
And so on top of what Akshay just said, Bruin AI will also expose everyone who is involved to real world AI projects. So we are not just a club that does research in a lab. We don't just write papers on AI ethics and everything related to that. We don't just do brainstorming workshops where we don't actually have anything to show, or we don't have anything to show off to potential employers if we want a job in the AI field in the future. Everything that we do is 100% applied. So whether you decide to become an AI consultant or an AI engineer, we will have projects that are available to you where you actually are able to go out into the real world and make a true difference. So if you're a consultant, you will be helping other companies and organizations out using AI, using the knowledge that you've gained through our training program. And if you decide to become an engineer, you will actually be building projects, whether it's large language models, chatbots, self-driving cars, everything related to that, you will actually be doing through applied projects with team members. And this is something that makes Bruin AI a truly exciting club that separates it from a lot of the research-based, just study-oriented clubs on campus. And on top of that, we also offer career progression opportunities. So again, as Rose said earlier, we have actually recently partnered with AI LA, which is one of the biggest nonprofits in Los Angeles. One of the great things that we're going to be doing with AI LA is offering volunteer opportunities to work with AI LA. One of them is actually going to be tomorrow, which a couple of us are going to be attending. And what's great about AI LA in particular is that not only do they receive funding from very top technical firms, but they also have access to every other nonprofit or for-profit organization in LA, as well as very exclusive connections with everyone who is involved in that sort of thing. So really what we want to do with Bruin AI is we don't just want you guys to take place in doing projects and getting a bunch of experience with artificial intelligence, but we want you to have a clear and set path for what you're going to be doing afterwards. So let's say that you come in and you're curious about AI and certain machine learning properties. What we want you to do is we want you to learn these certain things and then also figure out a way to look for jobs that are going to be available afterwards. And AI LA is just one of those ways that we offer those sorts of connections as well as opportunities for career progression.
So I want to emphasize through these value propositions that in today's world, if you don't work with AI, you sort of work against it. So this is super important to know. And I think Jacob is going to take you through all of the things we have planned and the intern training program that we have for you in the fall as well.
Yep. So let me talk a little bit about the actual recruitment process. We move on to the next slide. I can explain a little bit about it. Basically, we're looking for three main things: passion, growth, and perspective. Now, the way we kind of look at that is passion is just someone who's very interested in AI. You may not have the technical background for it, or you may have the technical background for it already. But either way, what's most important to us is that you showcase your passion, your interest, and that you can actively put in the hours to grow. And that's the second point, growth. We want people who are willing to grow, especially help this club grow. We're very, very new. And we've got a small team, which is why we're constantly looking for new people to kind of grow and help expand the board. So we want people who can develop themselves over time. And finally, we want a perspective. We want people who can kind of look at the broader picture and see, okay, how do we most effectively communicate to clients? How do we most effectively plan this project? And how does AI look like in the future? So that's the main three things we're looking for. A quick rundown of the training session, or how the intern project will look like, is basically the first 8 weeks will be general education, and then you guys get to pick if you want to go on the consulting or on the engineering team based on your own interests and what you find most exciting. So to sum it all up, we are #1 UCLA AI club at the moment, and we want you guys to join. We're super excited to bring loads of new things, and we've already prepared so many different projects and events that we're excited to bring to everyone. We're not just looking for one specific type of application or one specific type of person. We want to fill out loads of different roles in the team. And to do that, we need a lot of different people to apply. And finally, we're also looking really forward to meeting you guys in person soon, which we will be doing in about half an hour. If we go to the last slide, you can also scan this QR code too for the application. But yeah, if we go in half an hour, we'll be at a pizza and networking event in Sunset Village, Courtside Plaza. We'll be there soon. We're looking forward to see you. Oh, sorry, in an hour. Thank you guys so much.
We can go back to the QR code that we had, and you guys can take some time to scan this QR code. You can join our Slack channel. Now, I want to take you through 2 parts of how involved you can be with Bruin AI. There's a core team member and a general member. To be a general member, you basically need to join our Slack, and you need to attend all of the workshops that we have planned throughout the quarter. The fun part is the core team member, where you actually get to work on real AI projects, and you get to work with real companies in LA and beyond LA as well, and we can collaborate with them as well. We have a full application process, as Rose mentioned before as well, to be a part of the core team. I also want to emphasize that because we are such a new club, we have so much leadership available, and I can almost assure you that anybody who joins the team in the fall will be getting some sort of a leadership position for the club as well. We're a totally new club. We run like a startup. We value each member's opinions. And if you're a first year, this is really rare to see in a club. So we're excited to have you guys, and hopefully you guys scan the QR code. I know that the info session is like the slides are over early, but we'll take maybe 10 to 15 minutes of questions if you guys have any. You can raise hands and you can pose it to any specific person in the team as well. And we can answer the questions for you. Before taking the questions, I'm going to say that we have a networking and pizza night. We have that in Sunset Village, right outside Courtside. It's on the hill. If you don't know where that is, go on our Instagram page. We have the location of exactly where that is in our newest post. You should for sure come for this, because first, it's free pizza. And second, if you're really interested in the club, this is the night to be in it. And third, you get to meet everybody in this awesome team, and we get to meet you as well. So without that, we're going to take some questions. I saw some hand raises. Yeah, Anna, go ahead.
Hi, thank you for this info session. It was really helpful. So, I'm interested in the consulting side of the club, and I was wondering, like, what are some examples of clubs or corporations and like companies that the team might be able to work with?
So I can.
Do you want me to
Alex, go ahead. Yeah.
We publicly announced some of the stuff that we've been working on yet, or?
We've not publicly announced them, but I can go over a few companies Viren works with, and you can expand on them.
I think that might be a good idea actually.
So number one company that Viren works with is AILA right now. Now this company is a nonprofit and it's sort of a networking company. So it combines us with a lot of different companies throughout LA as well. One company, if you guys must have heard, Viren the works of with a collaboration is Poppin. Poppin is a UCLA startup. It started up a few quarters ago. They're at a 5 million valuation. Nothing set in stone right now, just because right now our main focus is training all of you to be as best consultants and as best AI engineers as possible. But without disclosing too much information about the club collaborations and company collaborations, there are a few companies we're in contact with right now. Alex, you can sort of elaborate on that.
Yeah, in terms of the scope of the projects you might be working on, obviously for the first quarter, we want to make sure that we have quality candidates. So the first quarter is mainly going to be about training and making sure that the people we produce are up to standards to where we can send them out to these local businesses, right? But once in, we do expect our candidates to be working kind of side by side to the teams that are already embedded in these businesses. So in terms of the scope, you'll be working on a pretty impactful scale. Since we're targeting clubs and local businesses, we want to make sure that each one of our candidates can have a significant impact on the business that they're going to be cooperating with. Does that answer your question, Anna, or is there anything else that we can go for?
Yeah, that helps. Thank you.
Yeah, Min, go ahead.
Hi, thank you for the info session. I'm Min, first year computer science. This is very interesting to me, and I have one question about the engineering track. So I understand the AI consulting will be working with like real companies, and this is like really applied projects. So the projects that the engineering track works on, like self-driving and chatbots and whatnot, what will that be for? Like, will they be for other organizations on UCLA campus or also for companies? That's my question.
Yeah, so I think I can take that question. I think like for the first quarter at least, the projects are mainly going to be to apply what you learned in your inter-training workshops, right? Your chatbots and stuff, I'm sure, I mean, we can definitely work with the consulting side for like solving real world problems in companies. But as of now, just for the first quarter, it's just to apply what there's nothing too serious about it as of now.
Yeah,
To expand a little bit on that, sorry, Alex. There's actually 3 sides to this. There are obviously independent projects that are a little theoretical and it cannot be applied to companies, but there are obviously projects that we're going to do. Let's say that one company in the future that we have is related to a very technically heavy project. So we're going to have the AI consultants and the AI engineers work together to solve that problem. So it's obviously going to be independent projects, and there's going to be company projects as well. So both. And then we'll also have research projects. Does that answer your question?
That does. Thank you.
Nathan, go ahead.
Yeah. How active do you expect us to be in the club? Like how many hours a week or so?
Yeah, so I can answer that question. Typically what we're looking for is about 5 to 6 hours a week. This will be especially during the first quarter where you guys will be learning everything from Utkarsh and Harshith and Alex, the technical team, for getting up to speed with AI engineering and AI consulting. So yeah, we expect about 6 hours. This includes the workshops that you'll be attending, private workshops, as well as group activities and collaborations that you guys will be doing, as well as just social events, getting to know each other, and everything related to that.
I want to answer a question before getting on to, I think, Percival. Is that how we say that name? Okay. So this question has been sent to me on the chat. Is it all right to not be familiar with AI yet? I don't have much experience directly related to AI beyond a basic understanding of how it works, and the extent of the application seems like a lot of knowledge is required. So I want to reiterate this. We have a full intern training program throughout the fall, which goes on for 8 weeks, which takes you through everything that you need to know to get onboarded as an AI consultant and AI engineer. There are a lot of skills that you actually cannot know in this industry because you'll only get to know them once you start working with companies and once you start working on projects. But when we're talking about, is it all right if you're not too familiar with AI? Honestly, I don't know anybody who's too familiar with AI because it's such a new field. So it's totally fine. If you have a good understanding of coding and AI, awesome. That's really good. If you have a basic understanding of that, that's also fine. This is what training is here for. Um, and the extent of the application seems like a lot of knowledge is required. It is a lot of knowledge. We have taken the intern training program and made it very complex and made it very comprehensive as well, because this field is does have a lot of knowledge in it. So we want to do like hands-on approaches to it, and we want to give a little bit of homework as well. But throughout, we want to have a lot of fun as well. When we were sort of designing fall quarter, we were thinking about how can we balance the amount of fun that we have with the amount of work that we do. And we want to be the club which puts both of them at the same priority. We want to do a lot of socials. We want to build a community as well. And yeah, I hope that answers the question of a lot of you. But Percival, you can go next.
Thank you
I
very
just
much.
want to add to that. Oh, sorry about that.
No.
I just want to add to the previous answer. For the intern training workshops, all you really need is just some high school math, and all the workshops are geared towards the projects that we're gonna do later in the quarter. So, you should be totally fine. You don't need like an in-depth understanding of how AI works or something like that.
Well, thank you very much, Akshay. So just curious, is Bruin AI thinking of sort of collaborating with research labs on using AI in research? I'm mostly thinking about AlphaFold and like protein modeling, but I think like other areas that I might not know about. Is that also on the table?
So I can take this question actually. Us, all three of the members on the technical team are either have been or currently a part of research labs. And I think it's something that we've been discussing before, but we'll have to see about how, I guess, the quality of the candidates that we get at the end of the intern training program. But yeah, it's definitely not off the table.
Gotcha. Thank you very much, Alex.
Please.
And Christina, you can go next.
Hi. I was just wondering, will the consulting side and engineering side be working pretty closely together on projects, or will it consist more on like separate meetings and projects? And are there opportunities for general members to try both sides?
Yeah, do you want me to take this one or?
I can give an overview and then maybe you can go in depth. So the intern training program, you have to go through technical training as well as consulting training. So you don't have to make a decision for whether you want to be an AI engineer or an AI consultant until week 8 of fall. And until then, you're going to get training for both of them so that you make a well-informed decision. So I hope that answers the question, and Alex can maybe elaborate on that.
Yeah, and once you're already a part of the team and when you actually are actively involved in projects, so this would be winter, spring, or time past fall, there will be quite closely knit collaborations between the two. I'm not sure if you guys know how the consultant process works, but often one of the things you have to do as a consultant is deliver basically a demo, an MVP as they call it. And this is when you'll be working a lot with the technical team as a consultant. And we're probably going to have a similar model for this club. So in terms of whether the two teams will be working tightly together, we plan for this to happen once you're actually embedded and doing full-fledged projects.
I hope that answers your question, Christina.
Yes, thank you.
Awesome. Ishan, you can go next.
So I understand that there's like a lot to learn, like the workshops, and that like no experience is really necessary. But like what skills or background is like useful to have prior to joining the club for like either the engineering or consulting side?
Harshit or Alex, do you guys want to take that?
Yeah, I can speak for the engineering side. the engineering side, I mean, honestly, you just, as I said, you just need some high school math and like you like what we're looking for specifically. I think I can speak in terms of like the applications is that we want somebody who's just built a lot of stuff and like it doesn't have to be technical. Like you just done some cool stuff and you have a passion to learn. You just demonstrated some interest. That's all we're looking for. That's all that's useful for our workshops. Everything is beginner friendly. So
Yeah, for the consultant side, it's kind of really based on your soft skills. And we're looking for, clear communication. We're looking for people who have demonstrated problem solving before. We're looking for people who kind of have like both a demonstrated passion in AI, but as well as kind of the ability to communicate that passion as well as communicate their thoughts on the passion, right? So communications is definitely a big one there.
Okay, thank you.
And no worries.
And just to add a little bit on that, I think, Ishan, when it comes to technical knowledge or hard skills as well, having any knowledge about coding or data science obviously will not hurt. So that'll give you a stronger understanding of all of the workshops that we have. But if the cohort that we have, let's say that the cohort that we have, all of them know a little bit of coding. So we're going to mold all of our workshops according to that and make sure that that's maximally useful to you. If the entire cohort doesn't know a lot about coding or doesn't know a lot about data science, we'll obviously give an introduction to that as well. So it's going to be very adaptive according to the sort of people who join in Bruin AI as well.
Okay, thank you. That sounds good.
Sarala, you can go.
Hi, yeah, thank you for today's workshop. I hope my audio is working fine. But basically for like this 8-week program, I know like for consulting, it's based around like delivery on the final product. But for engineering, how do we like have that accountability that we're creating something productive? Like what are the criteria? How do we communicate our, final product? That's my question.
right. I think I can take that. I mean, if I understood right, your question is like, how do we set milestones for ourselves as we're working during the intern workshop? Am I right?
That sounds
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So essentially, I think for the first like 4 weeks, I'm gonna be completely honest, there's no like real deadline as such, just for the first 4 weeks. But once we start working on the project around like week 5 to week 6, we will set deadlines on what's expected to be done when. We will expect a certain level of progress every single week on the project, in addition to the workshops that we do. So that's pretty much it.
Thank you.
I mean, if
Yeah, so sorry, just to add to my answer as well, it's like the reason we're not having milestones for the first 4 weeks is that I personally believe that all the skills that we teach during the first 4 weeks are required to even get started on the project. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and just to elaborate on that answer, the next 4 weeks, which is going to be more about consulting and deliverables, there will be like deadlines in terms of projects. The point of the last 4 weeks of the intern training program is to simulate being placed into an actual like professional environment and being placed to actually do parts of that project. So during that 4 weeks, you will be acting in the role of a consultant as well as partially being a technical person as well.
I hope that
Yes,
answers the question.
I think I think he said it best. And just to keep in mind, your project will be going on concurrently with the actual intern training itself. So yeah.
Brianna, you can go next.
Hi, thanks. This meeting was super informative. You said that you guys are acting like a startup and this will be the first like year of actually participating in the club. Where do you want it to go and like what aspects do you guys want to help the club grow?
Okay. So when I say we're acting like a startup, it sort of means that um, everybody has a collaborative say in whatever happens to the club, and we're building this all together. Startup is all about entrepreneurial mindsets and hustling to make sure the product comes as best as possible. And so from design to marketing to outreach, we want to make it as such that it's not limited to how every other club at UCLA looks. We want to push the bounds of what being a club at UCLA means. So if that comes to collaborations with different companies, we want to push that side as well. If that comes to how good of a design we can get at Bruin AI, we want to be the best at design as well. Just as a company would be, obviously the finance part of a startup is not something we want to focus on because we're sort of trying to build an entire AI network and AI community out of it. But what I meant by having a startup hustle kind of point of view is you would expect it to put in a lot of work. You would expect it to put in an opinion. This is not another club where you just expected to do some tasks. This is a club where you create your own tasks and let us know what you want to do. It's like an empty playground where you're supposed to work and let us know that, oh, I've been doing this and this is the opportunity. Um, this is an interesting question, so I want to speak a little bit more about how it went over the summer as well. There have been times where we've been working pretty solid, like everything's going fine, and some team member comes up and they're like, "Oh, I heard about this amazing opportunity. Do you want to do it?" And I'm like, 100%. And they go out and we do like these amazing things that you wouldn't even imagine was possible. Me and Jake started this club a quarter ago, and getting so many people to even sign up has been amazing. Um, so I hope you come in with that mindset as well.
Yeah, and also just to expand on that, Brianna, I kind of just like to, I guess, give a little bit more of a backstory towards the startup mindset and kind of for everybody else a little bit more about how we started. So back in the spring of 23, Akshay was actually teaching a class, a separate class called Engineers Without Borders. He was a professor in his own class as a sophomore, which is pretty crazy. And so I originally came up to him and just asked, like, hey, what if we just did our own custom workshop or class in machine learning and large language models? Because there was no other class available that taught you how to do things like use ChatGPT or Midjourney from an academic perspective. And so we just kept brainstorming and brainstorming what this whole thing was. And then eventually we came to the conclusion, like, dude, we should just make this whole thing a club because there's no other club that does this. And we were so shocked that there was no specific AI club at UCLA. Like, there's a scuba diving club. Like, we weren't even aware that something was like so specific. But the fact that there wasn't an AI club, considering the amount of progress that AI has been making over the past year and the impact that it's having on our lives, we were so shocked by it. So when we say, just to expand, I guess, more on the startup mindset, we've been working all summer, just bouncing ideas back and forth and working with one another, acquiring new members. And what has been so great in particular is the fact that all of us have had such a massive say over where the club goes. So one day we could be working on one direction, such as where everything is going, the workshops and everything like that. But then all of a sudden, Rose, who does outreach, will just randomly come up to us and say, hey, I got our partnership with AI LA. We're like, what the heck? How did we get this collaboration? You're like, oh yeah. So we just have our entire outreach and everything like that has just been totally secured. So it's just something that is super random, super like new ideas flying all over the place. And we really like it because it's not like an establishment club where kind of everything is set in stone. Everything is really moving. It's like it's flowing very smoothly like water, and it's shifting in different places at all times. And we really like that mentality. We've been embracing it all summer. We're extremely proud of how far we've gotten so far. Yeah, I hope that further answers your question.
It does. Out of curiosity, are you guys eventually wanting to build something of your own? Or is it all going to be like for specific purposes, like outside?
I can quickly answer that question. I think each one of the team members, I wouldn't be surprised if anyone has their thing of their own as well. I personally do want to do something of my own after college as well. But I think this is a very long conversation that I would, and I'm sure all the team members would love to have with you in the networking night that we have. Is that good? Awesome. Aiden, we can take your question next.
Thank you very much. Thank you for this great talk, and It's very great to see the clear vision that this club has and how it's separate, how it's so different than every other club. I was wondering, since AI kind of has a bit of a high barrier to entry, I was wondering how you guys basically uh, acquired the knowledge in order to pursue AI yourselves and then eventually come together in this club.
I can actually take this one. I think this is a really interesting one. To be honest, the mindset that AI has a really high barrier of entry only comes because there aren't resources to teach people about it from the get-go, right? At least the ones who, like, from the people in the club so far, we all have a really big passion for AI, but there are actually members of the team who I think we have combined years of experience. Like I myself have 3 or 4 years already in the industry. And I think I'm pretty sure the 2 other members of the technical team have done research for God knows how long, right? And so we're really banking on the fact that we've like the experiences that we have so far, because we've all kind of contributed to pretty high end levels of AI, is enough for us to be able to teach others on how to get started as well. So yeah, the big focus for us is we're not trying to push, cutting edge researchers. We're not going to push probably the top tier talent. That takes time. That takes a lot of time to be able to get there. What we want to do is we want to get you guys to a position where you guys can get yourselves there.
I see. Got it.
Thank you. And YouTube helps as well.
No, that's
yeah. And we'll take any last questions. Will it be possible to show the QR code with the calendar? Of course. I think we can go to some previous slides as well. I don't think the calendar is fully ready, but you can subscribe to this, and anytime we add any events, you'll get to know about them. I think right now the best place to know the calendar isn't on the link tree right now, but if you'll join the Slack, we're going to put it on the Slack as well very soon. So the best communication channel right now is our Slack, which is on our link tree as well. All right. And Catherine.
How many people are you guys looking to recruit for this upcoming year?
Okay. So we don't have a set number right now, but because we want to make sure we take the right amount of people, it can vary from maybe 12 to 20 people, maybe even more than that if we have a very good quality of application pool, and I'm sure we will do. But we want to be very specific with the quality of people that we get. And so if there's a lot of passionate people, there's going to be a lot of passionate people on the team.
Okay, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions? All right. So it was great having you all at this info session. Again, the best thing to do would be join the Slack, follow our Instagram for all updates. We're going to be really active. Check out our website as well. And to talk more to us about everything and to possibly get an edge and make a very good impression on joining the team and telling us about your passion towards the AI, you should come to the networking night. If you don't want to talk too much to us, just get pizza. We have a lot of pizza. I don't want to take the pizza home. So this info session has been great. Hope to see you guys at the networking event in 30 minutes outside courtside. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Thank you.
See you guys.